could rent a place to live for $5 an hour, would you think that was a great deal? Because I was told that today. I'm a loan officer and I help people buy houses. And I had a client that came to me that wanted to purchase a $600,000 house. And when I gave him the payment and the rate, he said, you know what, he just wasn't going to do that. That payment was just way too much. And the payment was high. It was close to $5,000 with his down payment and everything. And he said that he was going to wait for rates to drop. But he could afford that payment. It was actually only about 30% of his income. So in that conversation, I'm like, well, what are you actually going to do if you don't buy? Like, what's your living situation? And he told me that he was spending $3,300 a month in rent. But what had happened was the landlord was raising it to just under $3,700. And that's what had started this. He was annoyed that the rent had been going up, but he thought he was going to do that $3,700 because the mortgage payment was just, he just thought it was a waste of money with the current interest rates. But then I said to him, well, let's take the $3,700, and I did. I took a calculator, and I was like, $3,700, and I divided that by 30 days, and I was like, you know, you're paying $123 a day to live there, and you have nothing. You don't own it. It's just space that you're renting. And if you take that 120 some dollars a day and you divide that by 24 hours, you're living there for $5.13 an hour. That's how much it costs you to rent that spot. And the reality of that situation is, in a 24-hour period, you're probably only there and awake for like 6 or 7 hours. So you spend $123 for 6 hours, which means it costs you $20 an hour to be there. The rest of the time, you're not there, or you're sleeping, or you're doing whatever. But $5 an hour for rent is probably not that good of a deal. You're probably better off buying a house that, if you can afford it, at least you own something.